Hello, Atlanta. How you doing? Yeah, baby. Hey, guys. About some swag here. About some swag. Here you go. You guys want to help out toss some swag? Grab off the chairs. Toss it out. Here you go. Another apron in the back. Yeah. Yeah. Keep it going. Woohoo. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Who wants a surface? Huh? Anybody want a surface? Right here. Here you go. Surface pins. Right there. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And the apron. There you go. So it's all about the Tools TV show. This is a new seminar series resurrected from days of old when I was at Microsoft. And I'm pretty excited about it because it's a great technical content. We have great guests here to kick off the first event. I'll introduce these folks in a second. And I'll tell you a little bit about me first. I head up developer evangelism at ComponentOne and former Microsoft developer evangelist for, boy, about a dozen years or so. I'm also a Windows 8 key influencer. Anybody here doing any Windows 8 dev? Show of hands. A few of you are. Okay, great. And I'm one of the INETA Lifetime Achievement Award winners. So that was pretty cool. Usually I get a little applause after that one. All right. All right. Hey, also I'd like to dedicate the show to my mom. She passed a few years ago, but today happens to be her birthday. So round of applause, Russ Fustino. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. I've done this session quite a few times. I actually just did this on the Channel 9 MSDN site a couple months ago. So if you want to check out more of these tools, go out to the Channel 9 site and you'll see the code up there. These YAML controls are all created from the same code base. So whether you're using WPF, Silverlight, Windows Phone 8, you're going to have the same API calls, and that's really the bottom line. Your code would be the same. And if you start using things like portable class libraries, creating common view models, you can reuse that code right across the board between those environments. So that's a really nice thing. So let's just take a quick look at some of the tools, and we'll dive into one of them and actually do some development. I'll create one of these, an app from scratch for you. With that, so I'm going to bring up the Control Explorer. This app is downloadable from the marketplace, from the Microsoft Store. And once you go ahead and download that, you can play with it and see all the different tools that are available. And the source code, however, if you want the source code, it's available as well, but you just have to download the trial version of the Windows RT XAML controls from ComponentOne. So the first thing here is a book. This is kind of a cool little control, a book control. John, I kind of remember that as one of the first Silverlight demos I ever saw, where you turn the page to the corner, wrap it around. So we have a great control for that. A lot of good gauges and linear gauge, ruler gauge. These are all very cool for doing that sort of layout. Brand new. We got like an org chart control as well, and tiles. Right, our tile control. You got the you're just going to bring in data from Flickr, and then you can see all these flipping around. So if you want your application to have that same kind of look and feel that the Windows desktop has, you can bring that right down to the application level. So very good stuff there. And then also our imaging control to go ahead and crop that little dancing baby's back and all that kind of stuff. So some really great controls. So the actual new one that's really hot is this Radial Menu. So you can see here I'm going to bring up a rich text editor, and there's the radial control. Right? So you can go ahead and, it doesn't take up much real estate, but boy, I tell you, it's handy. So you can bold, increase. You got sub-menus. You can go ahead and do that. So that's a really nice control to keep into your applications, as well as our PDF viewer, very popular tab control. Rich text box editor, PDF libraries, zip libraries, the collection view library gives you the ability to do sorting and filtering and grouping all within that collection. That got taken away from the native collection class in Windows 8 Dev, so if you're coming from WPF or Silverlight programming, you're going to get a rude awakening when you go to start using collections. So our control adds that functionality back in. So that's the kind of the quick overview of the controls. The thing, I'm going to start a new one here, and we're going to do that book control because I think that's kind of a neat control, and I think a lot of folks will start going ahead and using that. So what I've done here is I've just created a new project, and I just created a plain old blank, a Visual C# Windows Store application. And then what I'm going to do is bring up the main page here. We'll go ahead and drop in our first control, and that is going to be simply our book control. Okay, so now we have the book control actually added into the project. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the border on this grid, and what I'm going to do is just put this in so you can see it. Basically, I've got the book is called, the name of the control is called book, and we got a height and width that we added in. And then the last thing I'm going to do here from a XAML point of view is I'm actually going to put in the XAML for both the left page template and then the right page template that you could see here. And I've got the binding going on where we're going to load up some from our data, and we're going to go ahead and put that and bind that into the actual XAML here. And then from a code perspective, all we're going to do is we're going to go into the main page here, and I'll go ahead and drag in my using statement, and for the XAML controls, I'm going to come down over here. We're going to add in a call to initialize some the data source, and let's go ahead and put that in for our app here. We'll go ahead and resolve this namespace, and you can see here what we're going to do is we're simply going to load in a XML file, which we're going to add to the project in a second here, and then we're going to go ahead and start creating that object called book. And we got some title, you've got the picture, you got the ID, you got the price, those sorts of things are in there. And then lastly, let's go ahead and put in the code here to go ahead and do a bunch of gets and sets on all the different fields. So that's basically our object model we're going to put in there. Now lastly, I'm going to go add in 2 files. So let's go ahead and run this, and that's just again just your description of the object. So now when this comes up, it's going to pull out that data, and there you have it. How about that? Pretty nice? All right. Yeah, baby. Useful control. I pinged Greg Lutz, who's the product manager, yesterday, and he's going to come up with an example to post up on our website next week on reading a PDF file, a PDF document. So that is a very good application of it, right? If you got a PDF document, you want to give it that fancy, like flip the page, curl the page, look for that up on our site next week. Okay, so back out to the deck here. In summary, we have multi-targets in the way of all the XAML, targets. Again, write once, reusable code. I can copy and paste any of that code I put in the code behind out to like a Windows Phone app, and this thing's going to work just fine for all the controls that are common across the board. Largest Windows control suite in the world. You're going to reduce your development time, and fills the gaps right that the original toolbox has, and very lightweight, doesn't bloat your app, but each one of those assemblies are individual, right? That's pulling in, so a lot of good reuse. So I have a lot of resources. You can contact me at russf@componentone.com, Twitter RussCam TV, and look for my blog up on the ComponentOne.com site. So thank you very much for that quick demo. Appreciate that. Wasn't that awesome? What a show. Well, there's lots more to come, so stay connected.